It's both of them. It's Roland. Yo, what's up, Chicago? Welcome to Popping Off with Politics tonight. Y'all know I'm ready to definitely hit you guys with something you have never been hit before. Listen, hit humanity, integrity, transparency. But first, before I start and introduce you guys to my sponsor for Popping Off with Politics tonight, we have to first tell my mommy happy birthday, Whoopi.
Yes.
November the 5th was my mother's birthday, you guys. So we went to bingo at Knights of Columbus with her bingo husband, Nate. And my son, Chicken, won the $1,000 coverall. He was two winners of the $1,000 coverall. So he got $500. All right, chick dog. No.
Okay.
All right, you guys. I have two guests in the building today. I have a young man that is running for Local 308, president business agent. His name is Kenneth Franklin. And then I have my friend, my boo, the Red Lip Bandit, Michelle Lucius in the building. But I'm going to spin the camera today because I don't know everything they want to set up. So, Michelle, you're going to push my camera forward. Take your time. Do not make it fall. Okay? So, I want you guys to say hello to all of my Popping Off viewers today.
Good evening. Good evening to Cheryl Sistrunk's Popping Off viewers.
You're so silly.
Hey, everyone.
Look how cute she looks with her little short hair. So this is Ken Franklin. This is the Red Lip Bandit, Michelle Lucius. And y'all know who I am. I am the host with the best hobby in the world. It is Popping Off. Okay, you guys. My name is Cheryl Sistrunk. You guys may see all over Chicago very shortly that I am running for Secretary Treasurer of Local 308. You got it? And I'm running up against two big juggernauts that can leave in any given day. They can leave this year, they can leave next year, but they trying to go out the door with this pension. But guess what? They there for pay, and I'm there for to make a way for the people that need help today. So listen, you guys, I need your vote. I need everyone, every classification. I'm not going to leave anybody out. I need your vote because, listen, they think it can't be done. I was just visiting Tuesday. I was at the pensioners club at the Foster Park, and I had to do a speech in front of all of the retirees and the pensioners, and it was an amazing experience for me being a newcomer, running for office for Secretary Treasurer. And I get to let them know now, don't underestimate me because I'm the $30,000 woman and I'm up against the people that make $180,000 or $200,000. Don't underestimate me because God always turned the ordinary to extraordinary. But tonight is not about me. Since he sponsored my show, the whole show goes to this young man. So me and my friend, the Red Lip Bandit, we're going to ask him questions. And I ain't going to ask no cute questions. Y'all know how I'm coming. I'm from the projects. And I'm coming with all the hard questions that all of the members would like to know. So I'm going to put the camera. I'm going to put this man in the hot seat. And Michelle, you can chime in when you want to, but we want to make sure that he finishes his statement first. Mm-hmm. So we're going to put Mr. Kenneth Franklin, who is looking to become our, president, business agent again for the third time. Correct, Mr. Franklin?
Yes, this would be my third term.
This will be your third term. Okay, so let me get my questions ready because I'm ready. I was here since 5 o'clock. Right now, questions. You may not be ready all the way. Okay, so Mr. Franklin, what do you think that you can do differently than what you did the first and the second time that you took office?
The first time I took office, I was motivated because of things I saw as problematic within our local. We weren't investing enough in our membership. So the office was the first directive of mine, the money and seeing that we were investing more into each other. I was shocked to discover we were $700,000 in debt taking office, $500,000 to the attorney, and the per capita had not been paid for 4 months.
So who was the president before when you took office?
Robert Kelly.
Okay, so Robert Kelly had us in the red.
Well, I would say the union practice more so than him. Him and the Secretary Treasurer were definitely responsible for the per capita not being paid. That was $200,000, and the practice of the lawyer sending them every single grievance. They basically had $500,000 worth of outstanding bills toward their law department that was ongoing.
So who was the Secretary Treasurer then?
Kim Mitchell was the Secretary Treasurer. She did her second term under me and her first term under Robert Kelly.
Okay, so that's the young lady I'm running against. All right, so 2013, you took office 2015.
January 1st,
okay, that's
2015.
Right. She was the Secretary Treasurer of 2013. So we was in the red back then.
Yes.
Okay, so now, what's the difference between you and the other candidates that's running right now? What's the difference?
Well, I would say the motivation that I've had ever since I've been here, 20 years. I started going to union meetings after a couple years, watching what was going on and so forth. This isn't something, I took office when I only had 11 years with the company.
Okay.
The past practice of union officers has been get in office when you're about to retire and retire in office and start collecting your pension while you're getting paid from the local. I only having 11 years, I still had to put in 15 years before I can even reach a retirement point.
Okay.
So that's the difference. And I'm going to be frank, my motives are real, they're tangible. I paid that debt off. I got rid of the law firm. I took people to the contract meeting, which I was planning on expanding the classifications, playing a part in the actual contract meeting to provide validity to the classifications and to provide transparency. I am not a scratch my back and I'll scratch yours type of person.
Okay, so what is your plan now for the people? I want you to look at the camera so you can tell them.
Okay. My plan now is to revise the way we spend our revenue. Once we do that, we can invest more in the membership with different trainings and expand the contract negotiating team with individuals who every classification selects. They're going to pick those people, and 30 or 40, however many we map it out to be, that's who all are going to go to the table, and we're all going to bring this back to the membership. Not like we've done in the past, where the officers, after spending time with the negotiators of CTA, feel something's good enough to bring back to the membership. This classification contract team would recommend it to the membership along with the officers.
Okay, so now, employee opinions. There are so many employees that have opinions about surviving CTA. What do you say to the members that say they're not making anything, that they're stagnated? People are tired of making $36 on paper and bringing home $15 in actuality. Like they have to pay FICA, they paying the federal, they paying state, they paying pre-taxes, healthcare trust, the pensions, Social Security. So they're tired of being stagnated. What are you thinking to do better this time?
Well, the main problem why people's checks is approximately 55% after all these taxes is the pension contribution rate of 13.324, which is going up to about 13.8 January the 1st. And then the retiree healthcare trust, 1% contribution. So that almost 15%, your dollar is not a dollar, it's 85 cents even before the taxes even start up on it. What we have to do, and Dorval Carter has given us a platform, giving himself this 60% raise. We now have a platform to raise the roof on our desires as far as money. I'm thinking a minimum of 20% raise. I think that will afford members more money in their pocket, and simultaneously, the pension, working on the pension contributions of 13.8 is a very complex situation because we fund the pension along with CTA. Those are the two sources outside of investments in the market that put money in our pension fund. Additional resources to the pension fund could possibly relieve some of that contribution rate that the members and the company are experiencing right now.
So why did they never feel that you say additional resources to the pension? I feel that the CSAs could have been an additional resources to the pension. They never wanted the part-timers to be a part of the pension.
Oh, yes, that was a discussion. But a part-timer paying into a pension, you're not full-time. They're not even making enough money to even ask them that. I personally would not have supported part-timers paying into a pension system at such a low rate of pay that they're already experiencing. And they're not promised anything yet. They're not full-time. Their clock, you yourself have been in CTA over 10 years. Your clock has not even started counting with the company. So why would we have Cheryl take part of her net and give it to the pension system when they haven't even turned you over?
So that's a good question. But then also, I worked for the Secretary of State 12 years before I even came to CTA. And coming in the door part-time, they had us in the pension. We paid like $30-something a month into the pension. But not even that. I feel that the part-timers should been included into the pension because we pay the full-time dues. And that extra 30 or 40 anyway that they're taking on, whatever that they would have charged it, the part-timers, I think it wouldn't have hurted us anyway because we're not receiving nothing anyway. We're basically trying to survive CTA with the low funds that we have. And I know everybody say, oh, no, the part-timers don't deserve to be in the pension. But at Secretary of State, Jesse White had all of the part-timers into the pension. So maybe we need to find out what pension company they doing theirs through.
Well, that's a trustee decision.
The trustee of what, 308?
The trustees of the pension system and the trustees, there are 11 trustees over the pension. 5 are CTA, 5 are union. And then there's an RTA member in case there's a tie. So they could break the tie. Yes, they govern the pension and all of its guidelines. There's 100 different type of pension systems.
Okay.
However, one has been set up. There's 100 different type of pension system. Ours has always been, full-time. We didn't even have a part-time discussion before 2007 with the flagman, and then 2013 with the CSAs. We didn't have these discussions, 15, 20 years ago because we didn't have the part-time number like we're experiencing now.
So how many part-timers do you think there are?
The CSA number when I took office was approximately 700, and that number always dropped and went up.
So now it's 6 years later. How many do you think there's now? Approximately.
The Secretary Treasurer has not, or the office has not released the true number of members.
Okay.
But based on the dues, we know people have opted out. Who's opted out? I know full-timers have opted out as well as CSAs. Based on the dues revenue she's reporting every month, we have approximately 2,500 members now on the high side.
Okay, so with the memberships, and you're saying they're opting out, I think that some of the problems with the members of why they're opting out of the union is because they feel that 308 is in bed with CTA, with the managers when they're being disciplined and different things. The corrective action guidelines that they have into play and the policies and procedures that they continue to violate the members each and every day when they go into these hearings. What are you planning to do to stop CTA from violating and going directly to accelerated anything when they are in the wrong?
We have a high grievance winning percentage. And that is attributed to relationships, as well as they know they're wrong. And the arbitrator is going to later reward the justice toward the employee/union member. CTA, it's time for lawsuits with the Department of Labor. It's time for actions if we want to change what's happening at CTA with discipline and a lot of other things.
I love that you said lawsuit with the Department of Labor. I loved it that. Absolutely. Okay, so now another question someone wanted me to ask. Safety issues. Something has to give. We have real language barriers going on since the immigrants have arrived, and they don't speak English at the rail stations. How are you thinking to handle that with the immigrants?
I've said it for years. Safety has spilled over onto the transit system, and we need firearm carrying, detainee powered police officers on the transit system. First off, the migrants is a new problem. It's unbelievable how hundreds of thousands of human beings are being allowed to just come into the United States, and they already have buses ready to ship them to over 15 cities. We're assisting them with any way we can. A lot of them have cell phones, and they're translating. The cell phone is translating what they're saying. I think CTA should revise their cell phone bulletin
Definitely,
to give the CSAs, CSRs more flexibility, since we have to deal with these individuals and they want us to deal with them.
Yes, because by them not speaking English, they're forever holding their phone up to a CSA or CSR at every station and asking them to read it. And if you are caught by a manager or a supervisor assisting them with their cell phone or touching the phone or trying to read it, you're being written up for that. So definitely they need to advise that. What about K9? Can you tell me anything about K9?
If I could, real quick, I hope no one has been written up. And if they have, for dealing with a migrant, I hope they're reporting that to the office. I hope the office is aware of that. The K9s have been somewhat effective dealing with the homeless population, and they do represent some sort of presence, which, visibility is a deterrent against crime. But if you're not a firearm carrying detainee power officer, and they got hundreds of these young kids, most of them women, on the property, they're just here. They're not able to do anything.
Okay.
So I'm in strong support of a firearm carrying detainee powered individual.
So 308 and CTA, do they need to bring back the transit police? I remember years ago that they used to have the police that followed the bus up and down State Street when I lived on the lower end. So why we don't have that anymore?
Those cuts occurred probably because of money. There's always an argument and a struggle of what they're going to do with money. And we had them in the past. We need to mirror New York. New York has over 4,000 police officers. They have they have jails and stations, detaining cells in stations in New York. We need several hundred firearm carrying, detainee powered individuals on our transit system.
Well, I don't know about if they're going to let the guns on the train. They have the sign saying no guns on the trains. We already have the passengers with guns. We have the employees with guns. I don't know if they're going to have the people or the police or whatever detainee power to have guns, because that's a lawsuit waiting to happen. Do you think so?
The police are already on the system. Whenever we call them, they come on the system. A certain number would give us some stationary positions, strategically positioned police officers. A certain number would give us some kind of coverage already on the system. They're not dealing with street issues.
Okay. Another question. Okay, so I know for certain people feel that the system-wide high barrier gates will definitely be a better deterrent than the gates that they put up. Have you seen the new gates that's up?
Yes.
And how do you feel about them gates? Do you think them are effective or are they ineffective?
They help stop certain people from reaching around, but the young kids or people that don't want to pay, they're hopping over the turnstiles and disregarding that. If they're going to do something like that, it needs to be to cover the whole area where they're entering and exiting.
That would be high barrier gates. Have you been to the 23rd station on Cermak Green?
Oh, you're referring to that, the one
The
where
high
the
barrier gates.
turnstiles
Yeah, them are better than
all the way up. Yeah, those have the box where you tap your card. Yes.
That would be better.
If they had those going across the entire unpaid area to enter the system, yes.
Okay, let's go to negotiating the contract. Members are watching other unions all across the United States striking and fighting for better contracts and has won. Everyone that has striked and they have won and they're fighting for a better increase in pay and they received everything they asked for. Why is 308 still bargaining for 1% and 2%? I just want to know.
I went through that experience. 6 years in office. My first year, I was finishing up the former president's contract.
Okay.
So I dealt with one contract in 6 years. Our members in these actions that are being committed by other unions, they don't happen overnight. It takes years and years of building up. Number one, your president, your leader has to have the forehead, the edict to want to go down that path. Otherwise, it's not going to trickle down to the membership. Karen Lewis told me that it took her over a year to get the teachers where they were when they start striking. I know everybody's afraid losing their job. Education on what we have to do to strike, that we can strike, and conversations over and over again with people will relieve them of the fear they have of losing their job and make them understand you're striking for more than just paying your bills for the month.
So, allegedly, there's a strike clause. I remember you did a 308 preliminary strike vote. I do remember that. And you are correct about the mortgages, the car notes, and people living beyond their means. And we have a lot of members that can't strike, that feel that they can't strike, that they can't get out on the line. But if you do not strike, I think you're not going to forever go anywhere because of everybody being afraid. Because by the membership being afraid to strike, that is why CTA is not giving us anything but what? But a hard time. It's a slap in the face to me. There's no perks. When you are negotiating a contract, the first thing they want to try to take away is the birthday that the full-timers get with pay and the anniversary pay. So they try to take that back every time. Are they lowballing y'all when y'all negotiating? Do you feel CTA is lowballing when it's time for contract talk?
No, I feel we're lowballing ourselves.
Oh, okay.
I went in and learned. I learned. Looking at these other unions doing what they're doing, a lot of conversation, a lot of education, and people have to realize we're going to take actions to sustain what we have. There's healthcare costs. Healthcare costs is very high. So it's more than you just getting a check or missing a check, which I don't think the transit system locking up Chicago, I don't think it'll be long enough for anybody to miss a payment on something. So they got to learn to understand that, and that will relieve them of that fear they have.
Okay, so let's go to the building. I don't know what you laughing for. I heard a little birdie said to me, I had heard that we have a building that is costing the membership more money than what it is supposed to be doing, or they're fixing different things. I heard that at the what is it called? The retiree thing. So how much money did the local 308 save by purchasing their own building opposed to renting the previous hall downtown?
We're saving approximately $50,000 a year. We were downtown paying $9,000 a month for rent.
Okay.
and $1,000 for parking. That's a total of $10,000. $10,000 times 12 months, that's $120,000 a year.
Wow.
The building mortgage payment is approximately $2,500
A month?
A month times 12 months, that's $30,000.
So why do
And-
they act like that you
And the taxes are approximately $40,000 a year.
Okay, so we were spending $10,000 a month downtown at the on Washington.
205 West Wacker.
Yeah, I gotta write that down.
Room 711. 205 West Wacker.
Okay.
Room 711.
711. And that was $120,000 a year.
Yes.
And then how did you find this building? You had found the building or someone told you about it?
I pushed the agenda to purchase some property. So we talked about it at our union meeting. We stated it on social media. Hey, we're moving forward with buying the building. And a couple of members brought some other properties forward. The executive board went and saw those, some of them, and they needed too much money put in them, in the door.
Okay.
We had a building, our first building we liked was on 95th Street, west of Cottage Grove. And that building was more money. And the owners at that time wanted some more time or something. So it was like, forget it. One of the board members' sister is a real estate agent. She said, I got a building for you. And I didn't even go over there at first. The board member went and she said, you got to come see this building.
So this is the building at 112th and the Western?
112th and Western. So I said, you go see it. I don't want to see it.
So who was the board member?
Dana Williams.
Okay, so Dana Williams saw the building. She liked the building.
She called me and said, you got to come see this building. I said, what's the price on it? She said it's $620,000. Okay. The first building we liked was $850,000. I said, oh, okay, that's cheaper. What does it have in it? She said it has 11 offices. I'm starting to sit up in my chair then. I said, what about washrooms? She said it's got 5 washrooms in it. And I'm really, it sounded good.
You're intrigued.
Yes, I'm intrigued. And she said it has a parking around the building. So I went and I was just blown away by the building. And we had a weekend where we had the membership. They could come down. It was an open house. The membership came down and loved it. And we moved forward following the law, mailed out all the details down to the finance rate to every member. They came to the meeting and the building got approved through the voting process, about 120 to 60 no's.
So wait a minute. The members agreed to buy this building.
Yes.
So why is everybody acting as if you just did this on your own and you put everybody in the red and you bought this building? Because that's what I heard.
It's being used as a campaign stain. It's being used to stain me. Now, you know that we have in our bylaws, in the way we've handled our money, 2 people sign the check.
Okay.
I have pictures where all of the officers were at the closing. All of the officers. And Sister Mitchell, the Secretary Treasurer, and myself signed that check. And there's smiles on most people's faces.
When you bought this building that they say is you fixing the roof and they fixing the doors and
we never had a building before. So we never had to deal with property. That building was purchased 7 years ago. So if there's an issue on the roof, we just got to take care of it.
Okay, so do you feel that people have taken credit for things that you have put into play when you was president?
Oh, yes. I'm hearing that on the property now. That the vice president did all the negotiating with CTA, and they didn't want to talk to me.
Is that true or is that false?
That's false. There never was a contract meeting without me. Never. Dorval didn't even attend the meetings. I wanted to bring that to the media and raise hell, but I didn't have the support of 241.
Okay. I like this. I learned a lot today because the way it was said, I was like, wow, this man put us in the red. This man did this. Okay. So you know what? I think one thing that you can learn is to don't jump to conclusions. Don't believe everything you hear about a candidate until you meet the candidate.
Mhm.
A lot of people have heard so many horrible things about me, and then when they meet me, they was like, "Oh my God, you're not like these people have described you." So, and then I heard a lot at the pensioners thing. When you shadow someone, does that make you qualified for a certain office?
Your forehead. No, no.
What do you say? What did you
Anybody,
say? Your forehead?
your forehead. Just because you're in a room with someone and you watch them do something. I'll use myself for an example. I have the intellect, I have the edict to move this union in a different direction. I didn't ask anybody, should we sell the bill? I mean, should we purchase a building? That was like a no-brainer to me. Let's stop paying this $10,000 a month rent and let's get us a building. The law firm, I mentioned to you earlier, we were $700,000 in the red. We were in a system that a law firm was generating $1 million a year, $1 million a year off of representing us in grievances and on legal issues. That law firm has been gone for 5 or 6 years. That's why the members haven't been assessed.
So you say the law firm has been gone. Who got rid of the law firm?
I did. I made that decision as the president business agent. So
why nobody ever tells that when they be talking about you?
Why would they? That might make me look a little taller.
No, I'm learning something today.
Yeah,
Okay?
I made that decision without asking the board. This law firm is gone. We're going to go to arbitration classes. We're going to learn how arbitrators think. We're going to handle these business, but we're already getting paid. You're paying the president $130,000. You're paying a vice president $115 or whatever. And I spearheaded the second VP becoming full time because I didn't know how the workload would work out with us cutting this law firm off and us not sending them any more work. I don't even know if that law firm is still in business.
Okay. You so silly. You done threw me off with all this money that's going in there.
Oh, yeah.
But
You know how much we collect a year, Secretary Treasurer?
I would like to know because I'm going in that seat.
The union collects approximately $2.5 million a year.
Okay, approximately.
Yes, the Secretary Treasurer reports the revenue that came in every month. If you listen to that total and you ask, were any of those arrearages? Because if someone didn't pay dues, if you're doing that job diligently every month, if someone missed a dues payment, you would go after that. That's an arrearage report we send to CTA, which is pretty much something
you're looking for the payment. Okay.
Something is owed. But just on the dues, if you divide the total number by $87, that'll give you the approximate members that are in service and making monthly due payment.
Okay, you got me doing addition over here.
Well, good. Get used to it.
This is great. This is
Good
great.
used to it.
I graduated. Listen, I'm very amazing with accounting. I don't want people to underestimate me. I'm a force to be reckoned with. Unity is a force to be reckoned with, but Cheryl Sistrunk is definitely a force to be reckoned with. Can you agree to that, Miss Lucia?
Absolutely.
Tell them what you always said that I should have been, Michelle.
I believe she should have either been a journalist or she should have worked for a law firm. That's just how, I see it, because when it comes to that pen, you a monster with that pen. I tell people don't let their left-handed pick up no pen now. Them left-handed people, they think with both sides of their brains. But I did have a question because I keep hearing 10 years as a part-time. Is that through the CTA or the union? Who takes care of that? Because that's too long to be part-time. So I would just want to know, because who gonna make that type of clause?
The union, the president, the administration before me did go to CTA with the idea of a customer service assistant. Former people, customer service reps now, formerly known as customer assistants, we had approximately 190 jobs in a station situation where there were a few hundred guards there.
Mm-hmm.
Those contracts, CTA is a contract playground. So that the contracts those CTA had with those guards, Gold Star, Securitas, were cost far more than 700 CSAs on the property. So that saved CTA a lot of money. And the way that language was wrote up, it had its dollar amount, what they were going to get paid, and it said that they would get a CSR position once one of them retired or left, when the opening became available.
But that ain't the way the Chicago Sun-Times read. Forrest Claypool, wait, let me put the camera on me. Forrest Claypool had said that all them positions was going to be full-time. Now, I don't know what happened once it went to the desk of Forrest Claypool, got down to the desk of HR, and got to the desk in the door of 308. But all of the language changed, and we've been sitting there 10 years, 5 months, waiting to turn over. And there's so many CSAs that are very upset, and they're upset with the full-timers because they feel that everybody is looking for their vote, but no one is making a way for them. So this is your chance to tell my viewers here on Popping Off on Election Central, Popping Off with Cheryl Sistrunk, what are you going to do differently? Can we count on you? I mean, I know a lot of times people are saying the right things to get your vote, but we are looking for a wartime consigliere that is going to be the president that has some political connections, because that regular stuff ain't working. We need some political connections. We need somebody that knows somebody at Springfield, somebody that knows somebody in the governor's office. We need the lieutenant governor. We need all these different collective entities to come through and show up. We don't need no more soft, cute cookie cutters. We need a wartime concierge on this that ain't afraid to speak out. A lot of people is upset the way the CSA has been treated, the way the flaggers and all of the different classifications are being treated. They're upset about the employees being stolen and hit and can't go injured on duty, but they want you to stay. Here your eye bust open and they telling you to stay at the station. That's wrong. So definitely this is your chance to talk to 308. I hope y'all listening, because I'm listening and I'm doing the math over here. And I want you to talk to them and let them know what you're going to do differently. How can they depend on you? And let's get ready to close and wrap this up.
Well, Cheryl, 308 members, what we're going to do, that's what we should be saying, what we're going to do. As the president, I'm going to take a team to the contract negotiation meetings. I don't even care for that word negotiation. We should simply have our demands. They're going to be fair, and we're going to hold them to the fire on that. So I'm going to take a team in there. The team is going to play a part of the decision. Before we even start, all members should have a list of all the items, and they should agree on them. They should agree on those items. What we're not going to come back with if the company doesn't move on those things. And we're going to get ready to take action. Nobody, regardless of your race or your sex, CTA is not going to cough up any money. We're going to have to get to the point where we're taking actions, withholding our labor, disrupting the transit world that everyone is experiencing. That's when we're going to get phone calls made. That's when everybody's going to get involved, the businesses, the politicians, who we do have some friends downstate and even in the city now with the mayor. We got people in the right place. But our reunion is what's going to change what's in our world. It's a shame what happened to the CSAs. CTA rejected all the proposals that were given to them when I was in office. I don't know what happened currently. And, that's why I started the strike discussion, because I understand, I realize, and we're witnessing these other union entities take strikes, and they're striking for the same thing.
That's right.
Wages, pensions, healthcare, the exact same things. And that's where we have to get prepared to do. And the DNC is coming up in August. The Democratic National Convention is going to be here in Chicago in August.
And you saying that to say what? What that mean?
Hey, that's 200,000 people that are going to be here. No trains and buses moving.
Oh my God.
No trains and buses moving. That's some good leverage. That's good leverage.
Oh, we move Chicago, but we can do what? We can host Chicago.
Here's one better than we move Chicago. We fuel Chicago. We fuel the city to do what it does.
Okay. I like that. Okay. You don't shook up some people with that one. You know that, right? Talk about the Democratic Convention.
Hey, this is real, and people got to get out of their comfort zone.
So tell everybody what day they have to vote.
November the 21st, everybody's going to vote at their terminals. Everybody, the supervisor, instructors, everyone that can vote anywhere. The Union Building, 11204 Western, is now available. I want to give a shout out to you, Sister Sistrunk, our future Secretary Treasurer.
They better know it.
You know, you embarking on something with your 11th year with the company, and that's the same year that I embarked and was successful becoming the president, because I ran 2 times before that. I was successful in my 11th year. I heard you did amazing. I heard you did amazing at the spoke very well, looked very professional, and had all of her props and documents and everything. They say you laid it out, and that came from pensioners that were there.
That is amazing. You know what? Listen, you guys, I keep telling y'all, make it great with 8. Make it great with 8. I will be here when I return. I'll be here with you guys all the way to the bottom of the line. 26 years in a day. This 10 years and 5 months that I've done so far don't count for nothing. And listen, they there for the pay. I'm there to make a way, and I want y'all guys to know I'm coming. I know they got me as the underdog. The $30,000 lady ain't got nothing on Section 8. Ain't got no water. But y'all continue to underestimate me, and I'm going to show y'all how God is going to do something ordinary and so super extraordinary for Cheryl Sistrunk running for the Secretary Treasurer. I need y'all vote November 21st. I want y'all to get up. Get up. This is what they're saying about you lovely people in that booth. They say that we don't vote, we don't care, we don't do the meetings. But I want y'all to get up, and show them that y'all want to make a change. And y'all want somebody there that's going to be there with y'all that ain't got a pension. You know, I can't pension out. I ain't got 2 nickels or a dime. So I need y'all to get up and make a way for yourself. Get up. We got to get everybody involved. We got to get everybody to go to their terminals. I'm going to be outside looking for each and every one of y'all 5 a.m. in the morning, seeing that you go vote. I need your vote. This young man, it's up to you guys. If y'all want to put Mr. Kenneth Franklin as our president, business agent again, I think he deserves a chance. Listen, I'm impartial to it all. But listen, he's making a lot of sense. He's telling us about this money that they all is telling us something else. But listen, it's your chance. It's your vote. It's your choice. You get to make your own decision. And that is what being an adult is. You get to make your own decision. But like I told y'all, make it great with 8. Because Cheryl Sistrunk is coming. And I know y'all got something for me. But God got something even greater. And he got this seat sitting there waiting for me. So we want Miss Lucius to say something before she close out.
Mr. President and State Secretary. I just feel like, 2 spoken people, and you definitely have to have outspoken people, when you sitting at those boards. And it seemed like both of y'all, have that, so I say go for the win. I say y'all done already won it.
Thank you.
Oh,
Thank you.
Okay. You know what? She's just trying to talk because her hair cute, y'all. She just wanted to be. But listen, I know I done had 4 5 people claiming the seat, but one thing, what God has for you, is for you. So y'all enjoy y'all night. Thank you for tuning in to meet my sponsor. Listen, I asked the crew of y'all, did y'all want to come do the show? Nobody spoke up. Nobody said nothing. So don't say nothing now. Okay. So I got one more show before the election. Y'all sponsor it. You can be on it. Thank you for tuning in to Intellectual Popping Off with Cheryl Sistrunk and Ken Franklin and Michelle Lucius. Good night, everybody. Thank you for tuning in.
tripping out, tripping out.